here we have a specimen from the early 2000s, a legacy investing platform. Please don't touch the exhibit, folks. It could crash.
Ready to step out of the financial history museum? At Public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind. Go to Public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at Public.com/disclosures.
We've all done it. You see a headline but don't have time to read the whole story, or there's so much news you're not sure what is worth your time. I'm Colby Ickowitz, co-host of Post Reports, the weekday afternoon podcast from The Washington Post. Post Reports brings you what's relevant and revealing. Breaking stories, politics, wellness, culture. Each episode goes beyond a headline for the context you need. Find Post Reports now, wherever you're listening.
I'm Rodney Williams.
And I'm Travis Holloway. Welcome to the Wealth Break Podcast, a real conversation about finance.
Let's be honest, building wealth doesn't look the same for everyone.
I feel like sometimes being broke is a cycle and that we might have to revisit that.
And we're not stopping at success stories.
What happens when it doesn't go right? How do you cope with it?
Because wealth isn't just about money. It's about creating a life where you thrive and help others do the same.
Listen to the Wealth Break Podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
I think everyone would imagine that if you move to a foreign country, there would be some things that you need to get used to culturally, things that are just different. And that's the case with the woman that moved to Austin from Austria.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one thing in particular, she was aware that there would be cultural differences, but the one thing that she just can't get her brain around is a message that a lot of Texans send in their front yard or on their vehicle. And it is...
warning. It's a sign that says warning, protected by, and then there is a drawing of a handgun, and underneath it says, we do not call 911.
This Austrian woman cannot get her brain around that.
She's saying that there's culture shock to come back to the United States. Definitely culture shock living in Texas. And she said, this is a sign that I see most in Texas neighborhoods, saying, if you come to my house, I'm not going to call the cops. I'm going to shoot you. And she is blown away by this.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen the videos on Instagram of it's like, I don't know, a fighter jet or a Black Hawk helicopter or NASCAR or a football stadium? And it says the European mind cannot comprehend this. They just can't get their brains around it. Have you seen the ones that say protected by Magnum 357?
I've seen stuff like that, yeah.
Right. It's like, hey, I guess cultures are different, right?
Yeah. She said, if I put this same sign in my front yard in Europe, the police would be there in a heartbeat.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. I saw a clip recently of a Canadian police officer talking about, he was telling the Canadians that you should not lock your doors to your home and just leave your key fobs inside the door because they're not there to rob you. They're there to steal your car. So just unlock the door and leave the key fob there.
Make it easier for them to steal your stuff.
And that clip segues from him to a sheriff in Florida that says, if someone breaks in your house in the state of Florida, you have absolutely every right in the world to shoot them. In fact, we prefer that you do shoot them.
We don't have to chase them.
Justice is swift.
Yeah.
Right. So we don't have to mess with them. He literally said that, encouraging them to do it.
Yeah.
So, boy, you got to be a fool to break into someone's house while they're home. I mean,
yeah, you're putting people in a split-second decision sort of environment.
You kind of learned this in your...
And if you want to protect your family, right?
You learned about this in your concealed class, right?
I did take his concealed class, and if it teaches you anything, it teaches you not to use that gun unless your or your family's life is threatened. And, people will wave a gun over, like road rage, which is stupid and illegal.
Yeah.
Waving your gun, doing a warning shot, waving your gun is illegal. Doing a warning shot in the air is illegal. The laws are, in Texas anyway, are much more in your favor if you have to use your gun at night versus during the day. Just because it's just old Texas law. And then the other interesting thing that they said that I thought was really interesting is even if you're in the right to shoot someone, you're probably going to spend minimum $20,000 defending yourself.
Oh, wow.
Even if you're totally right. And everyone's going to go, hey, he was defending his family. If it goes to court, you're going to spend $20,000. So don't have a problem with that if I'm defending my life or my family's life, right? But he said, if someone's running out your door with a TV, is that worth $20,000? Like, forget that you're shooting someone.
Right.
Like, you have insurance. If someone's breaking into or stealing your car, you have car insurance, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So do you want to go out there and shoot them?
Yeah.
Probably not.
I want to. But
I know.
I want to, but I probably wouldn't.
But you know what I mean, though? It's really interesting. You know, if someone's, comes in trying to steal your computer, like, what's it worth?
Yeah. What if you just beat them up?
To defend yourself?
What if you just beat them up? I'm serious. You don't shoot them, you just beat the hell out of them. Is that more problems?
I don't know. It was a concealed handgun class,
not a beat 'em up class.
You know what I mean? A guy comes into your house and tries to steal your TV.
Yeah.
Don't have a gun.
Yeah.
But you beat the hell out of him. You're not going to get in trouble for that.
Right.
Point the gun at him to make him freeze
fingers.
and then take him down.
Yeah, you snap a few fingers, you break a leg, a knee.
Breaking into your house again.
Right.
Yeah. Tie them up and take a hammer to their kneecap.
Sure. Cut a finger off, make them eat it. Yeah. Feed them their fingers.
Put them up their nose.
Yeah. Take pictures of it and post it on social.
Embarrass them.
Live stream it. This guy tried to break into my house. Watch what I do.
Put the pictures on your front fence.
To warn all the other people who might be thinking about robbing
It's
you.
the equivalent of like hanging the dead coyote on the fence post.
Yep.
Exactly. Right.
Lord.
It's like when I would set scorpions on fire on our front porch to send a message to the other scorpions.
Then she'd put them on a little bamboo skewer.
Yeah.
Put them at the front door.
Not scorpion friendly here.
That might actually work. You know how I told you I was going, just the other day we were talking about how I was on this mosquito thing. All the different ways to combat mosquitoes. You know what one of them is? Boy, we're going on a tangent here. But there are these little, on metal pins, these little handmade painted metallic dragonflies.
Oh, that scares them.
That you hang around your backyard. And it scares off bugs. So your scorpion thing could be possible.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe you should make some, Trisha.
Go find some little scorpion skewers.
Yeah.
What if that's what makes us rich? What if that's what I'm doing is mailing people scorpion skewers?
You stick with the lotto.
Yeah, or my bad word rocks.
Yeah, stick with the lotto, Trisha. That'd be best for you. It's amazing how often Luby's comes up on the show. There's only one left in Austin.
Our daughter and I were just talking about Luby's yesterday after her doctor's appointment.
Oh,
just
really?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
With cheese pie.
Where's the
183?
Where's the one remaining?
183 and going towards the airport.
Right on the other side of 35.
Yeah. Just east of I-35. There's a Luby's. And their sign that they had out recently is pretty darn funny. The sign on their marquee, I don't know if they're going after the El Arroyo route with this, or if this is just a one-off on their marquee. But it says, sweet iced tea, AC works, food's pretty good. Come on in.
Please come in.
That will get me into the Luby's for sure. Boy, Trisha loves a Luby's. I am not a huge fan of the Luby's, but Trisha loves it.
I've been eating there since 4 years old, 3 years old. Same meal, one of two meals every time, never deviated.
Tell JB the kind of pie you get.
Oh, whipped cheese pie, JB. Oh my God, it's like whipped cheesecake.
Does that sound good at all?
I think Luby's is probably the only place people eat Jell-O at restaurants.
It's always there. I would always get it because I feel like I want it, and then I wouldn't eat it.
Yeah, Luby's is Jell-O's biggest commercial account.
Right.
For sure. There's nowhere else. Where else? Maybe at the Golden Corral, do they have Jell-O?
Maybe. I don't know. But
I've
Luby's
never been in
for
a
sure.
Golden
Hey,
Corral.
it's funny. Our daughter asked me the other day, she goes, have you ever been to a Golden Corral? And I said, nope, I haven't. But apparently they've upgraded their food. Like they've made an effort to rebrand and get rid of the old Golden Corral image and that their food's a little bit better. But she said that some of the boys that she goes to school with go there a lot.
Because it's all you can eat buffet, right?
I said,
but they take them out.
Teenage boys.
God, I met a guy, I think it was Golden Corral or something like that. And he was the new CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. And I was chatting with him about it. And I was like, man, what do you do to turn that place around? And I think improving the food was one of them. And I was like, there was a time when like going to an Applebee's happy hour was a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you make it affordable, like the young people will find
Here's
it.
an old flashback for you, JB, not to throw you off. Sorry. Chelsea Street Pub.
Oh,
in the mall. In the mall.
Yeah. People will find it if it's fun and good, right?
Wow.
And reasonable.
That's probably the last Long Island iced tea I had. It was, at Chelsea Street Pub at Barton Creek Mall.
That's one of my claims to fame in my drinking career. I never once in my life drank.
In my drinking career.
Yeah. I never once did a Long Island iced tea pass my lips. Never had one.
It's probably for the best, which I'm surprised because it has all the alcohol in it.
I know. It was
Yeah, that was the go-to get hammered in your early 20s. We would drink them there. We would drink them at Abel's.
Fast as you could.
West Campus.
Right?
Yeah, or electric lemonade.
You guys ever in your drinking careers ever drank out of a fishbowl?
I don't think so.
I have.
I drank punch out of a trash can.
Yeah, trash can punch in college for sure with Everclear in it.
All the things.
But in fact, I think that it would double up. It was Chelsea Street Pub in a fishbowl.
That's I was trying to remember where you got them.
Yeah, it probably was, or in a lot of places in New Orleans.
Yeah,
used to do hurricanes and big bowls.
Yeah. How about we're playing ways you've consumed alcohol for 500, Alex. How about a yard? A yard?
Oh, yep. One of the long yards of beer.
Yep. Or daiquiri.
You used to do those this will give you this back when Draft Horse Pub used to do yards and half yards.
Yep.
Remember that? I don't think they do anymore. That place is still there. That's one of the oldest places to hang out. And it's funny, my daughter is moving just a few blocks from there.
Oh, wow. That's going to be her local.
I'm going to have to introduce her to Draft Horse Pub. But anyhow, they would do yards, and then those are crazy. You remember some of the festivals down on 6th Street and stuff that have them?
Yep, they did. Now, the one that I've also never drank, and it has to come in a certain form, is the Moscow Mule.
Yeah, it has to come in one of those
in the copper
cups.
cup.
Yeah.
Right, in one of those. Never had it.
I think that I one time did, what is it when you stand upside down on a keg?
A keg stand.
Keg stand.
Keg stand.
Yeah, and mine had something to do with a traffic cone. I have had alcohol out of a traffic cone.
Ways to consume alcohol. I got another one.
Okay.
You and your friends line up, and it's shot glasses attached to a
Done
Yes,
it.
yes, I've done that too.
Done it. All right. I can play this game too.
Okay.
I can play this game too. Beer bong. Done it. Beer bong.
Beer, of course.
Chris ever done a beer bong?
100%.
I think so, yeah.
With the tube and the funnel?
Yeah,
and the whole thing?
and that's you're doing it's a
your
beer
friends
bong,
hold
but
it
you're
up?
doing a keg stand when you're upside down. That's
No.
through a beer bong, right?
No, that's when you put your mouth on the tap of the keg.
Okay.
This is like a funnel at the top and a tube. And if you had a few extra bucks, you would buy a valve.
You're rich.
All right. I got another one unless someone else does.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Ice luge. Done it.
I've done it.
Not done
That's
that.
a good one.
That's an ice luge is just a frozen ice slide.
Yeah.
Is all it is. And it's disgusting. But you put your mouth at the bottom of it and then they pour the shot from the top of it down and you catch it with your mouth.
Ever
right?
done a body shot?
Done it.
off drinking out of someone's belly button.
Oh, yeah.
Nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Nasty.
Done that. Done that a lot.
That's so gross.
Other ways to consume alcohol. Let's see.
Pool noodles came into play a lot in the summer, kind of like the summer
noodles.
version of an ice luge.
Yeah.
Pour it down the end of a pool noodle.
Everybody has shotgunned.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right. Shotguns.
That defies all laws of physics in your body, shotgunning a beer.
You know what's great about your investment account with the big guys? It's actually a time machine. Log in and zoom. Welcome back to 1999. It's time for an upgrade. At Public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind at Public.com. Go to Public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at Public.com/disclosures.
I'm Molly Roberts.
And I'm Drew Goins. Each Friday on Impromptu, we talk through the questions we can't stop thinking about.
Do we need to rethink how much we drink?
Why are companies really asking workers to come back to the office?
Does boycotting a business actually work?
Should we quit social media?
We're here when the news gets personal and the headlines hit home.
Join Molly and me every Friday on Impromptu from Washington Post Opinions.
Find Impromptu wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Rodney Williams.
And I'm Travis Holloway. Welcome to the Wealth Break.
Let's be honest, building wealth doesn't look the same for everyone. It's not just about saving, it's about investing. It's about navigating systems that weren't built for you, embracing your hustle, and relying on your community to create something bigger.
And that's exactly why we created the Wealth Break. We made something different, something more human. It's not just another financial podcast. It's a conversation about real life, real struggles, and real wins.
We're here to talk about the journey. You're hearing from people who've broken barriers, found creative ways to succeed, and learned to build wealth on their terms. Whether it's the first-time homeowner, a gig worker, or someone turning a side hustle into a six-figure business, we're bringing you their stories.
And we're not stopping at success stories. We're breaking down the realities, like what it means to take risk, how to navigate failure, and why resilience matters. Because wealth isn't about money. It's about creating a life where you can thrive and help others to do the same.
So if you're ready for a podcast as much as about people as it is about money, you're in the right place.
Listen to the Wealth Break podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
It's
Just
fun, though.
shoots it right down. It's incredible. Yes.
You've done that?
Yes, I've done that.
I just find that surprising.
Really? Jack and Brittany, the cases and cases of beer that we drank.
I got to tell a
Of
quick
course
story
we did
about
that.
those two crazies. These are two of Trisha's redneck friends. And so they came and stayed with us one weekend when we lived on the lake. And I knew that these girls could drink some beer, right? I mean, they're professional beer drinkers, and they drank Miller Lite. So I went to the store and I got a case and a half of Miller Lite. They arrived on Friday. Saturday at about 4:30 in the afternoon, I went and looked into the Yeti cooler and it's empty.
We had to get more.
I had to go get them more beer. These girls drank a case and a half of beer in 24 hours. I was impressed.
Just what we did.
I was so impressed with that.
It was like our triplet powers were activated when we were together.
Yep.
And we were bottomless pits for beer. It was insane.
I know. It's amazing you don't weigh 300 pounds.
I know, it really is.
Ways to consume alcohol.
Okay, yes.
Test tubes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, in bars. Yes. Yes.
And the cocktail waitress would have it like in a holster.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Like she was Pancho Villa.
Yes.
You're right. They did that at Dallas nightclub all the time.
And right behind her was the chick selling roses. Do you remember that?
Ways to consume alcohol.
Oh, JB's on fire.
Jello shots.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. You ate your alcohol.
How did we skip
We
that?
just talked about Jello shots not too long ago, and we're like, is that still a thing? And people blew up our text line. And they're like, yes.
It is.
It's definitely a thing.
Ways to consume alcohol.
Yes, go.
Baseball hard hat with straws.
Oh, yes. Yeah, with the holder.
Oh, with the holder and a beer on either side.
Oh, you knew that guy was serious.
Yeah.
When you saw that guy, he was there for real.
Needed 2 at a time, but couldn't be bothered to hold them.
That's funny.
You know, I tried to do one once for like going out on the lake. You might remember when I thought I was a genius. I called them vodka clementines.
I don't remember this.
You know, the little clementine oranges?
Yeah. Oh, you put it
little
in
tiny ones. I was using a needle and injecting a shot of vodka into them and then just throw them in the cooler on ice.
Oh, I bet they were
So you get out on the lake, you could just snack on these oranges.
Yeah.
You're snacking and drinking all
No
in
one
one.
liked it. I was the only one who liked the idea.
Were you telling other people that there was?
Yeah, those are vodka oranges. Yeah.
You tell.
And they're
okay.
like, what is wrong with you?
All right, last call for unusual ways to consume alcohol. Anyone got one? Going once?
I got
JB.
one. When your shot is on fire.
Flaming alcohol.
Yes.
It's the JB and Sandy Show on Austin's 80s station, 103.1. An Austinite on Reddit asks the following question. Is pickleball dead? Is pickleball dead? He said that he recently moved back, can't find any places to play. I'm like, how is that possible? It seems like there's pickleball fights everywhere. The tennis players, and I think JB can really speak to this because his mother's a big-time tennis player. The tennis players.
And they've taken some of the courts and given them to pickleballers.
And people are losing their minds.
Right. And so, forgive me, but is a pickleball court is smaller than a tennis court, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So they just
and it's a hard paddle,
right?
And it's a hard ball compared to a tennis.
Have
ball.
you actually played?
And it's the most. I'm not saying I won't play or won't try it. I just never have. I just find it to be the most annoying sound.
It's fun. I've played it 5 or 6 times. It's fun.
Aren't your neighbors playing and driving you crazy with the sound?
No,
I have a friend
That's right.
who they have their neighbor has a huge property, like it's a few lots in Terrytown, and they put a pickleball court really far away from their house, right up against her back fence, my friend's back fence.
So she's just hearing.
And she has to listen to that into the wee hours of the night.
Is that what it sounds like? So,
Please know that I just put pickleball into my maps, and within a 7-mile radius, there are 9 pickleball places to play.
Really?
So I don't think it's dying.
Does that place?
Now, I don't remember the details, but I was just reading about, this guy and I think there's been several of them where they are going to build this mega complex for pickleball, and they took a bunch of investor money and ran
In Austin?
and didn't execute. I think one was near here, and one was in Austin. Like, I can't remember. I was just reading about that. I think there's a lot of that going on.
There's somebody in Cedar Park that is really, really rolling the dice on the future of racket sports. It's a place called Top Shots, JB. It's a badminton place. A badminton
I
place.
think it's one of the things you can do, right? Or is it all badminton?
Look it up.
Are they going for the Top Golf concept
Yes.
where you play and drink and socialize?
It's an enormous
Which
building.
I think is, but that's what I think has helped pickleball. Like, there's places like Bolden Acres
Yeah,
in South
been
Lamar.
there.
It's really a bar that happens to have a couple of courts, right?
Which speaks to young people that can't just hang out and drink like you're supposed to. They got to be doing something. You are doing something. You're drinking and smoking. Get it right.
Yeah, Top Shot.
That is my theory. Like, millennials and younger, like, they were raised by parents that always had them entertained. Always. So to just sit there and hang out and talk is like, what?
Right.
Why would I do that?
Right. They'd stare at their phones.
So that's why you see these arcades blowing up, pickleball courts blowing up, things to do.
Yep.
That cidercade right near my neighborhood is packed on the weekend.
There's another. What's the Top Shot?
Top Shot. It's badminton, excuse me, and pickleball. It's this huge complex with like 20 courts that you can play badminton and pickleball on the courts.
Oh, okay. So it's not just
It's the two.
I would bet you the pickleball's way more crowded than the badminton.
Yeah, they use the same court apparently.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay. I have no desire to play either one.
It's a 30,000 square foot facility. That's amazing. 14 courts.
You know what? Another big thing in that world, too, is indoor simulated golf.
Yeah.
The golf simulators.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big deal.
I've seen some of these home versions that are starting to happen.
They've come
just with AI technology.
Yeah, they've come way, way down in price. You know, of course they have. They've been out for 20 something years, but you hit the ball into a net and then it shows you the ball flying on the golf course that you're playing, and you can play all the famous courses.
You can play any major golf course in the world, right?
Yeah. It has everything right down to, it's got Barton Creek on there on the thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be fun. That's a good drinking game.
Yeah, exactly. And it's great. It's so
more of a bar
hot
vibe
right now. If you just want to hit some golf balls, it's nice to do it in an air-conditioned simulator. So anyway, and you can drink your cold beer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that outside too.
Yeah.
So
they taste good in both places.
Yeah, Trisha's not much with a racket, right?
I'm not good. I can't control where the ball goes when a racket's involved. I'm okay with pickleball.
Yeah.
I think because I've dated a long distance, but tennis, I can't. I can't do it. Badminton, I can't do it. I don't know why.
Well, go ahead, Jimmy.
It's funny that everyone acts like pickleball is brand new, like in the last decade,
Mm-hmm.
right? My daughter would go to Camp Longhorn, and they've been playing pickleball at that camp since the 50s.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, they've got pickleball courts.
Wow.
And I believe that camp was started in the 50s. They've been playing it there forever. I remember you parents go toured it.
Yeah.
And she was showing us the pickleball courts. That was 15 years ago.
Wow.
I was like, oh, I didn't know that was.
Did you guys ever?
And they've been there forever.
Did you guys ever play racquetball back in the day? I loved playing racquetball.
Yeah.
I loved it.
All my friends' dads played racquetball.
I loved it. It was fun.
Lensless goggles.
Oh yeah, Rec Specs. And then
hey, I played handball in college.
That's a whole different game.
A friend of mine got me into it, and it was really fun. Very hard to learn.
Well,
I think we need to bring back Butts Up. Did you ever play Butts Up, JB? That's the next wave. Just need a tennis ball and a wall.
Yeah, we called it Buns Up, not Butts. And then there was a playground. We'd call it 500. I don't remember how you scored, but you were throwing it up against a brick wall, right?
I don't remember this one.
We called it 500, and I think there was a Buns Up component to that.
Yeah. Our game, you had to turn around and. Did you have to show your bottom to the players and they throw a ball at it?
Yeah. If you got tagged or something, your punishment was going up, hands against the wall with your butt sticking out, and they all got to trying to hit you in the butt.
Imagine if the kids played that at school today.
Oh, they never
allow it.
I feel like there's some component of dodgeball, but you can't actually hit the other child with the ball because it'll upset them. Come on.
I remember kids in middle school being really into this, and I bet Sandy was. Pitch and pin.
Oh, yeah. In the bathroom? Heck yeah. I'd clean those Polacks out. I'd kill them.
It's like betting gambling, right?
And the teachers would lose their minds on that one, the administration, because it is gambling, but it's like.
We did a lot of that. And you had to, we did it in the boys' bathroom or in the locker room. And if you came in during your free period or lunch period, you had to walk in and go, cool. That meant it wasn't a teacher because you heard the door open.
Right.
And if you didn't say cool, then you're probably going to take a beating when you got into the bathroom. So,
here's a good playground or on the bus childhood game that no one plays anymore. Pencil fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Just throwing the pencil at each other?
Yeah, no. I can still do it.
Snap it.
I can still do it like that. Remember, you would go
and
like
then
this.
One person holds it, and the other person flicks it.
Yep.
And some guys were really good at flicking it, and then you go, no bracing.
Yep.
Remember?
Yep. You know what's amazing is, JB, you were growing up in Texas, and I was growing up in California and Nebraska, but we played the same games. How did we find out about these things? There was no internet.
Yeah.
Right. How did we discover these things? But the number 2 rubber pencil was a tough one to break, right? Then some wise
Yes,
ass,
that's right.
some wise ass would always show up with a Husky pencil. Do you remember those? That was like, well, I'm outgunned.
Right.
Those were banned.
No Huskies. No Huskies. Take your Husky home.
Yeah, I think pencil fighting died when Coleco head-to-head football.
Yeah, and so did the little diagonal football. That used
You'd hold your thumbs
to,
up for the goal.
the diamond football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paper football game.
Didn't you get in trouble for that?
Get in trouble for it. And I mean, Lance Lloyd played 1,000 games a day of that.
Right.
I don't remember getting in trouble for it. I think you might be thinking of when we accidentally flicked a pickle into a lady's hair at Dane's Hamburger.
Oh, that's right.
I think that's what you're thinking of.
Now, the one game that we used to play outside, you can't say the name of it anymore because it's not politically correct. But it sounds like Smear the Deer is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I know. We're not proud. We didn't know.
We didn't know any better.
Back then. We just called it that.
No idea. So,
but that was basically a game of keep away where one person's trying to avoid everything.
yes, exactly.
Terrifying.
Exactly. And you throw it up in the air, and for some reason, you wanted the ball, right?
I know.
It's the Jamie and Sandy show.
Made no sense.
No, it made no sense at all.
You know what's great about your investment account with the big guys? It's actually a time machine. Log in and zoom. Welcome back to 1999. It's time for an upgrade. At Public.com, you can invest in almost everything. Stocks, bonds, options, and more. You could even put your cash to work at an industry-leading 4.1% APY. Leave your clunky, outdated platform behind at Public.com. Go to Public.com and fund your account in 5 minutes or less. Paid for by Public Investing Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Full disclosures at Public.com/disclosures.
We've all done it. You see a headline but don't have time to read the whole story, or there's so much news you're not sure what is worth your time. I'm Colby Ickowitz, co-host of Post Reports, the weekday afternoon podcast from The Washington Post. Post Reports brings you what's relevant and revealing. Breaking stories, politics, wellness, culture. Each episode goes beyond a headline for the context you need. Find Post Reports now, wherever you're listening.
I'm Rodney Williams.
And I'm Travis Holloway. Welcome to the Wealth Break Podcast, a real conversation about finance.
Let's be honest. Building wealth doesn't look the same for everyone.
I feel like sometimes being broke is a cycle and that we might have to revisit that.
And we're not stopping at success stories.
What happens when it doesn't go right? How do you cope with it?
Because wealth isn't just about money. It's about creating a life where you thrive and help others do the same.
Listen to the Wealth Break Podcast on the iHeartRadio app,